Hello and welcome to a film camera review. After shooting with this guy for almost half a year, I finally decided to make a review of it. So here's that. It looks and feels almost like every other 35mm camera, but this guy has some very special features that make it just amazing to shoot with. But before I get to what's really great about this little guy, I want to get some bad things out of the way. First off, this is a very specific problem for my camera, and it's not really an issue since I have never used the feature. The self-timer in my camera is broken and I just can't do anything about it. The only reason I think I would use the self-timer is to do long exposures. I'll just set the camera on the tripod, put the self-timer instead of using a shutter release, but since it's broken I had to buy a shutter release. It's not that big of a deal. I'm nitpicking quite a bit here, but one thing that bothers me a lot is the ergonomics of the camera. It's not as comfortable to hold as like a modern day camera, but I can't really complain about a camera that was made in the 70s. The third and final problem I have with this camera is something that actually has bothered me quite a bit in multiple occasions, and it's the rewind film knob thing that this camera has. It's just really small, and the knob sometimes flips back to the original position and stops the film from rewinding, and this has caused me to like break a couple rolls. That's also like a beginner mistake, but it happened to me. And to prevent that from happening, you have to really hold down the knob when you're rewinding the film, and when it's cold outside it's such a small thing that it really hurts your fingers when you're trying to rewind it. I know it's kind of dumb to complain about it, but it's a thing that I noticed. And now onto what's actually amazing about it, which is most of it. The first pretty good thing I want to talk about is this guy, the lens. Suico 50mm f1.8. It's pretty much like any other 50mm lens that comes with an SLR film camera, but what I really like about this guy is just how small and compact it is, and it's actually pretty easy to adapt to any digital camera to get that vintage lens feel that some people really love. It's also pretty sharp, even wide open at 1.8. Sometimes I found it to be a bit soft, but I think that brings a bit of character to the photos instead of them being like dead sharp on to make it look like almost unnatural. Yeah, it's a really good lens, and also it's pretty cheap. It goes for like $50 anywhere. And now for the main curse, the camera. First off, I want to talk about how amazingly reliable this thing is. I've used it in so many weird conditions, like in the summer and extreme cold weathers in winter out here right now. It has never gotten stuck on me. It has never let me down. It's just a workhorse of a camera, and it's also built like a tank. I mean, almost all 35mm SLRs are built like a tank, but this one, I don't know, it has just something special about it. The light meter inside of this guy is extremely accurate. It's amazing. It always gives me perfect readings, I would say. I mean, it's not spot on perfect, but I don't think any camera has like a spot on perfect light meter. I really love how compact this camera is. I sometimes don't even notice it's there. That's, I believe, one of the best things about this thingy. It's just also very inconspicuous when you're doing street photography or shooting outside. People don't stare at you the same way they stare at you if you're like shooting with a bigger camera, digital or film, it doesn't matter. It fits in my camera bag along with this thing I'm filming on, and pretty much every other piece of gear that I need on a daily basis. It's super convenient, small and portable, and I just love it. The last amazing thing I want to talk about with this camera is the battery life. I think I haven't replaced the batteries in this thing since I got it around like 8 months ago, and it uses default LR44 batteries that you can find at any dollar store. You don't have to worry about like getting poisoned by some weird 70s era battery or have to pay almost $20 for a single battery pack. You can just go to the dollar store and buy a 5-pack of them for $1. I know you're not here to hear me ramble about how good the camera is. I know you want to see how it performs, so let's go shoot outside and see how it does. Hello, we're outside. Welcome to Christie Pitts Park. It's a little bit later than I intended it to be, so I'm gonna be shooting without the sun because it decided to not come out. But it shouldn't make that much of a difference. I mean, it's winter time, so we get no sun anyways. Loaded the camera with Ultramax 400, my film of choice. We're shooting at ASA 320, so we're like 1/3 of a step overexposing for those nice shadow details. So I say let's get to shooting some stuff. Yeah, that was the last shot. Classic McDonald's just as the night rolls in. I hope the photos are good, I don't know yet, but in case you like them, let's go to the conclusion of this video. So in conclusion, I think this is a pretty great camera. I think it fills both professional and beginner ends of the spectrum. It's also pretty decently priced, at least on eBay. Parts are easy to find, and I think it's a pretty great camera. At least it has been in my experience. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, and you can watch more of my videos right up here if you want to do that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.